Hello. Good morning. Stupid dev rewrites Unreal Engine engaged. Hello, I'm the stupid dev. I'm stupid because I'm rewriting a lot of Unreal Engine systems in my game. To the point where many people might ask, why are you even using Unreal Engine? I don't even know at this point. I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't even know who I am anymore. Okay, UE5 plus game. Pin that message. Okay. This is what, day 8 or 9? I forget now. This is day 8 or 9 of rewriting the gameplay ability system, which is a built-in Unreal Engine framework. Why am I rewriting it? I'm rewriting it because I wrote my own ECS system, such that I can efficiently run thousands and thousands of entities. The ability system cannot run, the gameplay ability system does not run very well for thousands and thousands of entities. I was seeing gameplay effect executions take 100 microseconds, which is not very much normally for normal games, but times 1,000, that's a lot. I would get to about 200 entities running in combat before it would drop to like 20 FPS. Out of combat, I can get much higher. I can get in the thousands. So that's why I'm rewriting it. And today, I need to actually... So I've been rewriting it for the past week, we'll say. And yesterday, I was finally able to execute abilities. So I just did like the full rewrite of Gas without actually fucking testing anything. I think yesterday was the first time I actually ran an ability in the new system. And we got it working somewhat. It wasn't, you know, some of the tags weren't getting applied properly and stuff like that, so tried to fix that. And then I realized that the mana cost, like it wasn't even, I have 0 health and 0 mana because I'm not actually spawning with any attributes. So I think that's what I'm going to do now. Hey guys, welcome in. What are your favorite themes for Python programming? Medieval, probably. Yeah. Welcome in there, guys. Good morning. So yeah, I need to spawn my character, which means I need to do all of this stuff with my character class. And I probably... Regen health, mana... Lose sleep. Those should probably just be default applied things. Set EXP to level. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Oh yeah, and then I was hard coding attributes because I have these tables that I need to fix up. I don't have all the attributes in it. Okay, so I need to add these to like the default applied attributes, I think, or effects rather. I think I should do that. Game mode. Give me game mode. Default character effect handles. Three, four. Okay, get the gameplay effects table in there. So we want what did we want? Regen health, regen mana, lose food, lose sleep. Okay. Regen. Okay, I hate that you click this and it doesn't automatically put focus in there. That's annoying. Thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Are you making a game? I am. It's going to be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain and AI generated quests. Lose food, lose sleep. Okay, so those are applied. Moxie. Okay, so, and then what are we doing about the character level? I guess I'm just, or no, that's EXP to level. Okay. Set EXP to level. That's just a setter. Where else do I do that at? When I level up. So I'm just manually setting that. I'm just manually setting that in the old system. Process EXP gain. Yeah. I should continue to do that. Am I gonna have... So right now I currently don't have a way to just like set attributes without a gameplay effect doing it. I could create a throwaway attribute to do so. Or I say throwaway attribute, a throwaway effect to do so. I don't know, is there a more streamlined way for me to do that? I could just make a set attribute. Yeah, let's just make a util, an ability utils function, as we do with everything. Blueprint, callable, category. Give me that. Let's go static, void. We are going to say set attribute. Base value. Yeah, it'll be base value. And should I set it? Yeah, I think setting is the move. I think setting is the move. And I will need, are we gonna do entity context object, or are we gonna do world context object for this bad boy? What are we doing here? Where was I? So that's on the character attribute set. We no longer have attribute sets. Those are a thing of the past. What do we have now? We have blackjack and hookers. I think what we have now, where would that happen? Where does that get called from? That gets called from just a post gameplay effect execute. That's just like on... Yeah, where am I going to do that stuff at? Where am I going to do that stuff at now? Post gameplay effect execute is basically where this happens from, right? Yeah, post gameplay effect execute. So I have the, let's look at apply effect processor, and then let me look at what is it called? Attribute processor. Give me both of those bad boys here. So there, I guess there could be some sort of event that I can trigger. I could override this class too. Jesus Christ died on the cross, and whoever accepts him as the Lord and Savior will be saved. Well, you know, the only Lord and Savior here is Tim Sweeney, okay? So, if you pray to anyone that's not Tim Sweeney, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. I'll pray for you. You know, if we don't pray to Tim Sweeney, we get 40 lashes and we get corrupted blueprints. That's the trade-off there. And that's an Unreal Engine joke, because Tim Sweeney is the CEO of Epic. All those devs with unoptimized Unreal Engine games, they didn't do their Tim Sweeney Hail Marys. That's why it's unoptimized. Yep. You don't actually need to optimize your game, you just need to say a few prayers to Tim Sweeney. You just need to pay penance. Yes, thank you so much for that, Testicles. Thank you so much. Very, very pious man, that Testicles. Sorry. Yeah, so post gameplay effect execute. Yeah, so there is also a pre-attribute change, which is like handles clamping and stuff, is what that's supposed to be for. I think, methinks. And so that's just something we should probably build into the attribute processor, I would think. To handle clamping. Let me search for where this is used at in the original gameplay ability system. Set numeric value check. This is pre-attribute changed to the new value, which is a ref, so it'll adjust the new value. And then we'll set the property value, I suppose. Post attribute change. Post attribute change. Then doesn't take the ref. Yeah, okay, so what's the point of pre and post change, huh? Do I only need one? I don't know, that just having two kind of makes the life cycle a bit confusing to callers. Yeah, Tedsticles, you know, given your name, I'm gonna assume you're trolling. Yeah, I'm not sure God would want you to spread the gospel under the username Tedsticles. Hey, back. How's your progress? It's good. It's good. Welcome back. Welcome back in. It's good. We're just we're getting preached to at the moment by a guy named Tedsticles. I'm gonna say, you know, that's pretty crass. So whatever God you're preaching, I don't like it because of your name. That's your fault, and you should feel bad. Aggregate. So where do I want to put this? Probably on like the apply mod, right? But this is a static thing. Second time randomly found your stream to shorts. Yeah, you're welcome for saving you from the depths of YouTube shorts. Welcome back in. Welcome back in. I'm trying to figure out where I want to do a potentially pre or post attribute change event thing. Not event, but just like I want to put a function in here to be able to override. And there is also, we apply base values and current values. I use OBS for streaming. There are base values and there are current values. So do we care about, I think it's probably one and the same for their system. It's like the final value. So probably we only do that. Well, we should do that in either case because one might not necessarily be the other. We should maybe combine these. Apply to base value. Oof. Yeah, this base value concept. We got base value and current value on the attributes. I kind of want to find a way to do this all in one. Base value mod ags, current value mod ags. And then when we're applying the mods, we're also calling the attribute listeners. So that's probably when we should do so. Oh, is this even gonna work? Be applied to base value. Wait, what? What am I doing here? Oh yeah, that's just getting, yeah, that's getting the new value. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Float. Make that a little cleaner. Make this a little cleaner. New value. We can equal old value at first. New value. Then we're gonna set at the very end to new value. I think that's going to be a bit cleaner, and then we don't even need the little stupid lambda here. Silly lambda, tricks are for kids. How long you been making this? Oh, I've been working on this for about almost 3 years now. I think it'll be 3 years in November. Would you always work solo in this project? Are you open to any other people's assistance? Haven't really thought about it. Just solo for now. Solo for now. Okay, let's get this out of here. Okay. That way we don't need to get new value anymore. We have the new value. Okay. That's a little bit cleaner. So here's where we're doing the execute change listeners, which maybe we can throw that into a little function to be more explicit about it. But that means it would fire multiple for if there was a base value change and a current value change, which there may be. That would fire twice. I don't know that I want that to fire twice, so I kind of want to like aggregate these in some way by attribute. Right now, we have two different maps. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. It's a T map of T map. Yes, I am using Git, yes. I appreciate your concern. Yeah, I guess I need some better data structure than this, right? Let's give me something like, we gotta put this in the header. Give me a struct here. I need a F attribute mod aggregation, mod ag. Oh, I already named something that. F attribute mod ag. Might get rid of that. Might get rid of that. F attribute mod ag probably is float. I'll just call this value. And then we want bool b apply to base value. And then that is going to need to be this guy. Find or add F attribute mod ag, base value mods. So we were going to base value mods, find or add. That's going to be a T map. This is going to be a T map. This is going to be mod ag by attribute. E attribute mod. Oh, that's the type of applications. Yeah. So this is mod ag by mod type. Mod ag by type. Find or add. Do you not return that? What do you... Right. T map of this thing. Mod ag by type. Mod ag by type. This needs to be F attribute mod ag. We're going to call this magnitude, I suppose. That's what we're calling that. Mod ag. Call that mod ag. Mod ag dot magnitude Wait a second. These need multiple. If they're going to be in one list, I need a multiple. Okay, so we need something like this. We need base value magnitude, and then we need float current value magnitude. That's what we need. That's what we need. Yeah, we only need one. Base value mods. So let's call it mods. Mods. And then we can make this just a ref. Make that a ref. Finder add for here. Update that. Cool. So if it's override. And I guess in here, maybe I'll just do this on the function itself. Avoid apply magnitude. Then we want the bool be applied to base value. If else, there we go. But then this is gonna add, and I don't necessarily want that, right? Because we may need to set it equal. So I need the I need to fucking modifier operator too. Mod op. I guess I could switch case on the mod op, but that's kind of nasty. Kind of nasty syntax. I don't know. I hate switch case syntax for some reason. Base value plus equal. I'll say if mod op equals override. We just want to set equals. Otherwise, you know, do the thing. Yeah. Otherwise, do the thing. Else. Ag. Yeah. Okay. Apply magnitude. So we're just gonna do mod ag dot apply magnitude. And that's going to be evaluate modifier. Modifier op be apply to base value. There we go. Get rid of that. Okay. How's Crafters? Welcome in. It's going well. Going well. C++. I'm leagues ahead. I'm writing in C++ times divide. Wow, dude, this guy's fucking X Games mode. Holy fuck. Why are you Angie? Why are you Angie? Yeah, we don't need base and current value. We just want mod ags now. And then we're only going to iterate once. Now. Yeah, and then the mod ag map is diff. It's a diffie map now. And what did I call that here? Mod ag by mod type. What we call that? Apply to base value. Yeah, we don't care about that anymore. Because it's already there. We already have the info baked into the map because of a struct. So we have the mod ag. And that mod ag can ag these nuts. You know what I'm saying? Mod ag by mod type. Yeah, put that in there. What? Why am I... Oh yeah, I didn't change the map. That would be why. That would be why. So apply to base value, old value, new value. Shit, okay. Now that's a problem. Well, no, I can still check the old and new for both. Yeah. No, we're good. We're good. The old value... Mod ag by type, total override value. Mod ag by type. Find. This should be find or add, because then it's just going to be 0. And then this should return a ref. Yeah, find or add should just return 0, so it'll effectively do nothing. I did fix the issue I was having. Turned out it was the custom movement system the entities had, so I remade it and switched them off the behavior tree, and it runs smoothly. Nice. Yeah, what was the difference in either frame rate or like number of entities you could have? Find or add. Why aren't you... attribute mod. It is an attribute mod, no? Attribute mod. Why can't you... Why can you not do... Oh, because I'm saying it's a float instead of a... this type. Yeah, there we go. I think that's... No? Yeah, just give me auto ref here. Auto ref. Bro, how to make aimbot config file. What do you think I am? I'm not fucking ChatGPT, bro. 20 FPS to 300 FPS. That's what I'm talking about. That's a fucking huge upgrade. Holy shit. What were you doing in the custom movement system that was so bad? Was it where it was just the ticking? There you go, though. That's a huge improvement. I finally learned ChatGPT vibe coding using agents. I think learned is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. But congrats. Can you please resolve? Can you please resolve? What's your fucking deal? It was just the ticking that was bad. Yeah, that happens, I guess. That's great though. That's a huge improvement. What fucking type is on here? Find or add the attribute. This is an attribute mod. I sent you my attribute mod. Please respond. Does it need to be T enum as byte? Oh, it's const. I'm a fucking idiot. There you go. That's why. That's why. Okay, now why are you angry? Cannot convert it to bool. Right, because it's always there. Oh no, I need to know if it's there. Duh. Guys, I haven't finished my coffee yet. Okay, give me a break. Give me a break. Change these back to find. Find. Ah, buddy. Thank you for your potatoes. Bylar, working on UE6 today. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Welcome in. How's your game going, brother? You know, I think you've got some competition in the tower defense space. I don't know if you saw Primogen, who has been, I guess he got sponsored by Cursor this week to like vibe code a game. And so yeah, he's been like streaming that with a bunch of people. How's it going for me? It's good. We finally ran some abilities yesterday. So that was good. It was good to actually, you know, I wrote code for like fucking 7 days straight. Didn't test a lick of it. And we finally got some things running yesterday. Vibe code a tower defense game? Yeah. Check out Primogen. In the software and game development. Oh no, I'll scrape it, change it. It was just pretty funny to watch. I don't think they're not like seriously making a game. Nor do I think you should be worried. I just thought it was funny. Okay, change this. New value, total override value. Yeah, we'll need to separate these by base and current value. So change this just to new base value. New base value, new current value. Do I need the old value? I watched you make a TD game assy a while back with chat. Yeah, I think I saw a little bit of that as well. How to learn this kind of complex coding? I see many courses, but I can't learn. Yeah, I don't learn very well from courses or tutorials either. I find that I learn better by doing things and figuring it out on my own, essentially. So I like to have a project that I'm motivated to work on, and then I just try to break that project down and just solve it piece by piece, you know, just doing a lot of Googling and stuff, yeah. So maybe you learn better that way as well. Old current value, old base value, thank you. And so we want total override value. Yeah, if we have one for override. So when I'm applying the mod, yeah, if I have one for override, it should skip. I guess I don't know, like, override's kind of a problem, right? Because 0, I don't want to override it to 0. Unless I know that that's the case. Shit, okay. I don't have that information here now. If there's something you really can't figure out in a project, what do you do? Yeah, I would just try to do more research. I would try to ask people who are knowledgeable about it. I would read the source code. That's probably the first thing I do. And if all of that fails, I would probably take a step back and try to change my approach for whatever the problem is. Try to solve it in a different way. I don't know that there's anything that like straight up like I didn't end up figuring out in some way, right? May not have been the first approach that I wanted to do, but yeah. Okay, so I've lost the ability to figure out overrides. For adds, it doesn't matter, because we would just be adding 0. Override, it does matter. So this was actually kind of a bad move, and I didn't realize it. Because if there's an override on the base value, we could still have an add on the current value, and that should still be valid. It should. But right now, yeah, we don't have that. I could set this to like mod op. I could have a boolean for whether or not it's been updated. For whether or not it's been set. B has changed current value. Moxie, come here. Hi, mister. Very good. Moxie, sit. Sit. Good. Pirate Software Channel does some C++ code reviews. Whoa. He does? Is that a meme? I feel like that's a meme. Has changed base value, has changed current value. So this is just the easiest way to shoehorn that in. So if total override value B has changed base value, new base value, set it equal to total override value base value magnitude. Yes. And then same for if, yes. New base, new current. Now that's the only place we need those booleans. The only place. Okay, so total add value. Yeah, make these blocks. So we will just go new base value equals, and then this is, yeah, we just do old base value plus that. Same for current value. Come on, come on, come on, AI, you can do it. There you go. Wait, was I doing multiply here? Hang on. Yeah, total multiply value. Ooh, but it would be times 0. Fuck. Okay, yeah, so we shouldn't do that either. We need to check it here too. Okay, these are actually super necessary, actually. Okay. New base value, new current value. Okay, then we can check if the old and new value are separate, or either one. Or the other ones, yeah. And then we would just we would aggregate them together, right? For the proper old value and the proper new value. Old base value plus old current value. Yeah, I guess before I didn't know what the total value was, so I actually wasn't even ever evaluating that. And am I evaluating that in my util function that I use? I don't think I am, actually. Get entity attribute. Get entity attribute value. Find. I'm getting current value. Does current value inherently include base value in gas? I think it does. I think it does. I think it does. Because that's why it would do like the multiplicative stuff, you know. Yeah, so right now I'm not doing that. So get current value. Oh, this is wrong. New current value. Yeah, new current value should be 0. No, it should be set to base value. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But the new current, I don't know what the new base value is. So I have to do this in 2 steps. I have to do this in 2 steps. Okay, hang on. Copy pasta here. Copy pasta. Base value first, then current value. I had this all wrong before. Set current value, new base value. And so new current value starts with new base value. Bro, how is your screen moving along with the pointer? Well, I actually, I paid someone. You can't see them right now because they're on the other side of the camera, but they move the monitor around so that it'll like they're actually physically moving the monitor around so it stays centered on my cursor. And then that way it shows up on stream like that. His name's Paul. But don't talk to Paul. We don't talk to Paul. Is that Jeff? Oh no, Jeff was my old. We had to get rid of Jeff. We had to get rid of Jeff. We don't talk about Jeff anymore. Sorry to hear that. Well, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to take the riffraff out sometimes. You know what I mean? Okay, this is a little more complicated than I would have liked it to have been. It's not very readable, but it should be good. So yeah, we're not going to do. Yeah, it should be current value is what it should be, is what we should return. Yeah, we should be getting current value. Base value is just there for the current value to be like multiplied against, right? Calculate base value first. Then calculate current value as it includes the base value. Sorry, my nose is in shambles, as it always is every morning. Okay, so we have, I think this works now. What was originally what was I originally trying to do here? I fucking forgot. Oh, I was trying to do like a post value change. Yeah. Which now I have that. And we only need to check old current value against new current value. Right. Because if base value changed, then current value will have changed as well. Yeah. Let's make a little function here for U attribute processor. And this is going to be like what? Execute change listeners, we'll call it. Attribute change data, F attribute change entity data. I think that's right. And then we can go attribute type float, old current value, new current value. There we go. Static, sure. Why not? Why not? Well, let's just throw execute change listeners in there. And actually, it actually needs to be static. So execute change listeners if they're not equal, and then also we need to call a function, which is going to make this non-static now, actually. It's going to make it non-static. And I guess I do kind of need a pre and post. Well, I guess I don't need a pre and post execute. Wait, why did I go to, hang on. Why was attribute set there? Get into the attribute. Oh, it's because it's on the game. I am still using the gameplay attribute data. Okay. Execute change listeners. Yeah, and so I guess this is where, like, I could have an on base value change. I don't know if that would be, I don't know if I would ever need to specifically make any modifications to the, I could cap the base value on things. I could cap the base value on things. So it could be like preset base value. And in, let me go back and look at the signature for this. Pre-attribute change, yeah. Pre-attribute change would give me the attribute. And I guess if I'm getting the attribute, well, it's giving me the attribute, but then only the new value. So I think probably only the new value can be, like, only the what is it, current value. That floating point property value. Value pointer, which is an untyped pointer. The fuck do you guys do with that? Okay. Cool. It's just an F numeric. God, I hate the way they do generics here. Makes it so difficult to follow. But I suppose it's like just kind of how you have to do it in C++. Post attribute change, old value and new value. I guess you would need to know. I guess I can. Oh, here's the actual gameplay attribute data property. Okay, I was kind of looking at the wrong one. Same principle though. Yeah, I guess you need to know, like, if it's actually changed. So, yeah, I think I do be wanting both of these. And I think I could theoretically do one for base value and current value. Although, let's just keep it simple for now. And we'll say, we'll do pre-attribute change and post-attribute change, but just for current value. We're going to go void pre-attribute change. I think we would want a const f gameplay attribute. And this should be virtual. Should it be gameplay attribute? I mean, why not, right? New value. I mean, why not just let the caller edit the attribute directly so they can change base or current value? Is that wise? I don't think that's wise actually, because they might fuck things up. Never trust the caller. They might fuck things up. Okay, give me why? How did that just get added? Give me a post attribute change now. Post attribute change. Float old value. Float new. I mean, I guess I know the new value though if I'm passing in the attribute. Although I do that there. Where is my character attribute set? Post value. Post value. Yes, yes. Oh, it gets the... Oh, that's post gameplay effect execute, not post attribute change. Do I use that then? I don't use that. I think probably just old current value. Rex. Grim Trex, sorry. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub, the Prime sub. I appreciate your support, my dude. Welcome in. Good morning to you. And thank you for making my voice crack. Hope you're well today. I am. I appreciate you. I got a little too excited there. Yeah, I think the attributes here can be the new value. I can just get the new current value. I'll just say old. I could say old base value and old current value. Let's say old current value and new current value here. And these are just empty. Coding for 6 hours yesterday? It's a nice sesh. What were you coding yesterday? New value. Current, yeah, change that. Old current value, new current value, attribute. Yeah. This is good. That's good. Now I need to actually subclass this into like my own thing. Oh, we need to re-attribute change here. Attribute. I guess if it's, we can dereference it and then do new current value, which can potentially I did F gameplay attribute data attribute. Wait, what is this? Attribute is gameplay attribute data. Wait, what is am I dumb? What is gameplay attribute data? That is what I want. That is what I want. Java, my beloved one. All right, this one right here, cops. Get him. Book him. So you're the man who's put it on 8 billion devices. If it's changed, we can go post attribute change. The attribute and old current value. Yes. Your code has nice readability. Thank you. I'm working on drunk only up game. So I was working on the movement mechanics and power-ups. Like one of the games where you try to climb to the highest and it's like super hard and stuff. But with drunk mechanics, interesting. You get to drink along the way. You can like pick up bottles of beer as you go. Is this Java or JS? I like how that's the only two options for this guy. It's the drinks or the power-ups. Hell yeah. I love that. I love that. Okay, so I think we've got our pre and post attribute change here. That's good. That wasn't my original quest, though. My original quest was to... Wait, why was I doing set attribute base value? Right, because I just needed like an ad hoc thingamajigger. That's why. That's why. Set attribute base value. This is just like an ad hoc override of the attribute. And this would be from a function that initializes the character. I think this may be... No, I'm asking because someone said Java, but I think it's JS or C#. You know, buddy. How do I say this? How do I say this? There are both CPP files on screen, as well as a pinned comment right above the box where you type in your comment that says UE5 C++ game dev. I don't know how else. I don't know how more I can, unless I put big letters like directly in the middle of the screen, obscuring the screen that says C++. I don't know how to get people to stop asking about what language it is. Made the movement too much sway, so I just switched up. People don't get motion sickness. Yeah, it would be an issue, especially if it's like VR or something. That would be even worse. Yeah, so set attribute base value. I need to think about where this is going to be called from. And I think there just needs to be a setup function, I think. Where I can set things like character level equal to 1. Just say it's machine code. It's giving them too much credit, though. No comments or logs, you will never find bugs in this code a year from now. Dude, if comments and logs are the only way that you can find bugs in your code is always going to have bugs. You and I are not the same. If you're writing your code in such a way that you can't figure out what it does without a comment, you're writing unreadable code. I'm not saying that you should never have comments. I know it's going to blow your mind. Check this out. Comments. There are some comments. Did you see Unreal Engine 5.7? Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. Self-documenting code, right. That is the principle that I try to follow. But that does not absolve the need for any comments ever. If you find yourself writing a comment, you should probably just write that comment as the name of a function. Probably. I'm really excited for the nanite foliage, really. That's going to hopefully do wonders for my game. I'll have to get my hands on it, though. I used to write too many comments. Yeah, there's like it's like no comment is better than a useless comment. A useless comment is better than a wrong comment. But a good comment, a helpful comment is the best one, right? And I've like tried to submit code against engineers who think literally every single thing should be commented, and it's like every other line is a comment. And it's like, dude, I don't need I don't need English against every single line of code. They're like, every public function has to have docs on it and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like, and the docs would just be something like this. That's a useless comment. Get rid of that fucking comment. All that's doing is taking up extra space on the screen, making the file overall harder to read. Right. And like this, every time I try to submit code, like there's like, I disagree that every public function needs to have a doc string on it. Like, and this was 90% of the comments on those functions. It's like, dude, I'm just trying to submit some code, please. Please. Instead of putting to chat if you wrote CPP on a shirt, these kids would stop asking, I guess. Well, I would need to do it like this, right? I would just need to, that would need to be, and for, you know, I would put it like that, right? Like that would be, I would just put C++ right there, but then you couldn't see what I was doing, right? And you couldn't see what I was doing. Now using Fortnite UEFN verse code, I use comments as I still learning what the code does, but with C++ I don't use comments. I mean, if it's just a project for you, you know, do whatever you want, right? And hobby time, hobby free time coding, you know, all bets are off. Do whatever the fuck you want. Have fun. That's what I say. He could write it on his forehead. Yeah, I could. That would be funny. That would be kind of funny. Real devs ask their interns to write comments for them. No, that's how you get bad comments. That's how you get wrong comments. It is not the way to treat your interns or the rest of your team. The rest of your team has to read these comments that are written by an intern who doesn't understand what the code does. Anyways, fucking attribute base value. I need to figure out how I'm initializing and spawning character stats and stuff like that. I have a, let me look at proxy actor here. Proxy actor's got some stuff in it. Set up ability system data. Okay, so this is like ability system data that everyone should have. Interns don't learn then. I mean, I don't think interns learn by writing comments. Interns learn in other ways. You give them low stakes projects to ramp up on. What type of game are you making, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, I'm working on an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite, with procedural, destructible terrain. We can take a peek at that now. 754. We'll go seat 754. So here is my procedural terrain. We'll have AI generated quests as well. It's in a bit of a state of disarray, not the terrain but the game, just because we've been refactoring quite hard and vigorously. What is this? Oh, am I spawning things? Oh no, I'm spawning the character and it didn't work. Okay, well that's yeah, we should get rid of this. Yeah, comment that out for now. Init attributes that actually just fucking well, he's gonna die if we don't do that. Okay, so hang on. We're just gonna like comment that out for now. Let's comment that out for now. Everything's breaking. Sovereign, welcome in. If you don't leave comments, then how do you let your team members know that you know the code you're writing is bad and you're just lazy right now? Yeah, I don't get that option. I don't get that option. I'm not allowed to be lazy because then they're just like, please fix. I'm like, okay, fuck. Yeah, a good teammate would never let you submit that, I guess. I do support the what am I trying to say? Like the notion behind like sassy comments. Like there's that one meme that's like, don't try to change this legacy file, you know, many engineers have come here in the past, you know, increment this hours counter for the number of hours you've wasted trying to refactor it. And it was like at like 200 or something like that. I do support that kind of comment. It's like, ye be warned. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to have a sense of humor in my codebase at work. This is where I would put my snarky comments, if I had some. Okay, can we run the game without crashing now? That would be great. Or comments saying you need more coffee, yeah. That would just be every line. That would just be every line. Okay, oh, I'm dead. Am I dead? Okay, nothing's working at the moment. But here's the world. I'm just cruising along through the world. So I think my character is dead, I'm thinking. 'Cause my player controller is not working. Yeah, we're just gonna snowboard down this hill. Bro, this is sick. These are some sick caves. Yeah, the guy you're working on only up, I'm working on only down. Can I show the world map? Yeah, there's the world map. So I'm dead right now. We're working on that. But here's the world map. So each of these zones are like different terrains with different biomes and stuff like that. Each pixel is like a terrain chunk on here. And they have like names and stuff like that. So if we look at the top as I hover over them, you can see like their names. Like this is Moonwhisper Lake, Bloodstained Fields, Shadowblight Hollow, that's a fucking awesome name, by the way. Quartz Desert, Wailing Woods, Marble Arch, Frostbloom Hollow, the Fountain of Youth, the Aztec Temple of Sacrifice, Duskwither Hollow. These are all just like AI generated names that I've just thrown in a database and I pick at random for now. Yeah, this is only all one biome, really. So it's all just like one set of assets. So not super exciting on that front. The terrain's nice, though. The terrain shape is nice. Yeah, the underground caves were an absolute pain in the ass to get working, but they look fucking sick now. This live keeps getting suggested to me. Just curious, are you developing an actual game or a game engine? An actual game. This is Unreal Engine. Yes. Yeah, so I'm working on an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural, destructible terrain, and AI-generated quests. I would show some of that off, but as you can see, I'm a bit dead. I'm a little bit kill. So I is kill, so I can't show that. But we're just kind of cruising around in the world here. Nice little foresty vibes. These are all just like placeholder assets that I've picked up for free over the years, so game will look quite different eventually. We got the underground caves. These will eventually have like ore and stuff to mine. Potentially some ore above ground too, sticking out in some areas. Maybe like right here, you know, on the rocky sections. And then here is the world map. So I'm in this zone right there. Yeah. That's what the world looks like. What platform am I aiming? As in like, oh, just like PC. Not like... Yeah, I'm gonna put this on the PS2. No, just PC. Just PC. Okay. So yeah, I need to figure out how to spawn my character in a way that they don't just immediately fucking die. And I guess death overall needs a rehaul. I forget. I just need to remove the ability system component, I think. Because there's somewhere where I'm checking health in the old system and saying something like, if health is 0, die, or something. I guess maybe that's the first place I should start. Oh, I think that is in the attribute set, actually. I think that's in post gameplay attribute. Effect execute. Yeah, check death. Will this game be done before Unreal Engine 6? No. It's a death interface die. Yeah, I think, is this the point where I just need to take the ability system component off the character? I worry about that because it's so inherently tied to so many things, and I was hoping to just gradually do that, but I can at least just return here so that we don't die immediately. I hope that works. Let's go into our test level here. Okay, I'm not dead. I am not dead. That's good. That is good. How should I decide what a character's initial stats are? For like health and stuff like that. Because I should be applying the default character effects. Let's go here and here. This is from my character. I can't read the memory. Shit. I forgot about that. Well, I guess in apply effect processor is when I would maybe see this. The context data should have the effect ID, set default attributes. We are emplacing the effects. I do have attribute mod data for max food, max sleep, health, regen rate. So we should be calcing some attribute data. Which we can just put that on one line now. I changed my indents to 2 spaces and it's been a game changer. I can fit so much fucking more on screen now. If you guys haven't done that and you're writing some Unreal Engine C++, you should do it. Okay, so how do I make sure? I guess I go into attribute processor because that's what's going to happen next. That's what's going to happen next, I suppose. Okay, we are getting to the attribute processor. Attributes is empty. We don't have any attributes. Is that the issue? Attribute data, find. Yeah, okay, so I literally don't have any attributes. So if I'm modifying an, should I just add attributes as I modify them? Like if an attribute gets modified, do I just add it to the NPC? Or like, do I want to explicitly declare which NPCs have which attributes? I think I probably need to explicitly declare which NPCs have which attributes. I think that would probably be necessary. But that's why nothing's happening here, because there's no way to do default attributes. So I think what I need to do here I guess I need like a piece of attribute data. For like which attributes they spawn with. I have the character defaults. That's probably where that should go. I should probably put that in character defaults. Go to proxy actor. Where is character defaults? Ability system defaults. That's probably a good spot for it. Give me a T set of T enum as byte, the entity attribute. That can be forward declared, I believe. And this should be just attributes. And I'm wondering if I should be able to make do I have a U object for an attribute set, like my own attribute set thing? Just so I don't have to like tabulate this on every single entity. I could do the same for an ability kit as well. Yeah, I mean, I guess let's do that, because I don't want to have to rewrite them. And I guess it would need to be a U object. You see, when Unreal Engine 6 come out, they're going to be add verse code, as they say, will be more better than C++. I don't know about that. I don't know about verse code. Like, is that going to be more performant than C++? I don't think so. Like, who's that for? You know, that's what I question. It's for this, like, because like if you want someone, you have your like engine programmers, right? If you're a team, you have your programmers that know how to write code for the engine, right? And then you have your people, probably your designers, who are using blueprints to like connect all that code and stuff like that. Maybe your coders are doing some blueprints as well. But if you don't know how to write C++, you're either a designer or you are a programmer who is trying to learn it to use Unreal Engine, right? And you should use C++ because it's very performant and stuff. But it's like the engine is still going to be written in C++, right? So I just don't know who the verse code is for. Like if you're writing code, you should probably write it in C++. I mean, I get that there's some code that doesn't really need to be that performant, but in that case, just do it in blueprints. Like that's what Unreal Engine has in place of a scripting language. Like most engines would have Lua, right? Like that's what they would have, the lower level engine code, and then they would have a scripting language. Unreal Engine doesn't have a scripting language because blueprints are the scripting language, which are nice because you don't need to know how to code, right? You can pick up blueprints a lot easier than you can pick up verse, let's say. Verse code is just like Python. It's a lot easier to code, what they say, but I think you can still code in C++. It just, and other code tool, that what they say can do more things. Okay, I didn't follow that completely, but still, it's like, I don't think, like, I get that learning C++ is like, there's a bit of a learning curve to it. I get that. But once you learn it, I don't think it's like slow to write. I don't think it's slower to write than like Python or something. I just don't see any benefit to adding like a third way to do things in Unreal Engine as this like intermediary between blueprints and C++. And at that, it is a different language. Like, I'm curious as to why so many game engines have their own language. Like, there's Game Maker language, there's Godot script. Apparently, you can use C# in Godot. I've read. You think the engine would benefit from a middle ground between C++ and blueprints? Because I guess I'm questioning that it would. Like, I think that that's just adding more ways to do things. So many devs don't want to make the jump from blueprints to C++. And they would want to do verse? Like, I mean, how many people is that really? That's why I'm asking, who is it for? It's for the dev that doesn't want to write C++? Well, then you can stick with blueprints. Like, you know? I just don't, to me, so I've worked at a company. I've worked at a couple large companies, right? In one large company, there was one way to do everything. In a different large company, there are 3 different ways to do things. Now, the company that there was only one way to do everything, you know, sometimes that one way didn't, you know, support a certain use case, and that sucked, right? But what that meant was whenever you were communicating with people about an issue, everything ran the same way. Everything was on the same infrastructure. Everyone had the same setup on their machine. So you could just send it. You could be like, someone could say a problem and you could just be like, run this command. You could copy and paste that command and it would fucking work. And it made it really easy to communicate with people about technical issues. Because in the company I'm at now, there are multiple ways to do the same thing. There are multiple pieces of infrastructure. There are actually, there's so many different ways something can be set up that, like, in order to figure something out, you have to like fully understand the infrastructure that you're on so that you can even ask a question. And there's a lot of overhead in that, and it hurts communication between people. And so now we have blueprints, we have verse, and we have C++. That's going to fracture the community of Unreal Engine in a way that makes it really hard to learn the certain world that you're in. Am I in C++? Am I in verse? Am I in blueprints? You know, you gotta like, there's now 3 different ways to ask a question and get an answer. So I don't think just because, you know, letting everyone do things the way they want to, you know, that sounds good in practice, but I think it can hurt the bigger picture, I suppose. I know both Crimson and Prismatic have both shown interest in C++. It's just such a massive learning curve. Yeah, I get that there's a learning curve for C++, and you know, I didn't know it before doing Unreal Engine, but I've learned several languages before coming here. So I think it was I probably had an easier time than most people do. I remember watching an Unreal Engine video saying they were going to rework blueprints. In what way? And how many years old is that video now? Should I make an attribute? I need to make an attribute set object. Blueprint is hard to manage, being you asset source code has many benefits to individuals and companies. I agree. I much prefer source code because it's easier to organize and manage and maintain. I love BP, but I wouldn't mind a language which can't crash the engine and lets me refactor using text and manage things in text-based source control. But yeah, 3 ways of doing things. I don't know how that'll fly. I do want to try verse for the reasons mentioned, though. Year-old video. Yeah, I think that, but see, they're going to add a third ecosystem, and then like C++, the C++ workflow is going to take probably an even bigger backseat, right? Because like I already think that they could probably do a much better job of building a system that can rebuild C++ without crashing the engine, right? Like I think it's probably technically possible, and they should probably just spend time doing that. Mostly no manual memory management. I mean, that's the same for Unreal Engine C++. Like you don't have to manually manage your memory in C++ either. In Unreal Engine C++. All the OS specific stuff and data structures are all set up nicely for you. That all of what you said is true for Unreal Engine C++. Oh, you are talking about Unreal Engine C++. Okay, I missed your first comment. Okay, I thought you were talking about Verse. Sorry. Yeah, no, I agree with you then, 100%. Yeah. Unreal Engine C++ is a lot more approachable. Yeah. The interfaces are obtuse. Still use it though. Yeah, I think things are pretty verbose in some instances, but nothing that can't be fixed by building some of your own like utility functions and stuff, you know. I just think the editor to C++ connection needs to be better. And then I think they will straight up take something as simple as like in C++, it's the, you know, getting an attribute set and doing a .num on it gets you the length of the attribute set, right? It's not num in Blueprints. They fucking named it length. So now there's two different fucking names, right? Make that one-to-one. Make that one-to-one so that we can talk about Blueprints in C++ easier, so that we can communicate across that barrier a little easier. And yeah, why did they make a new language? So not only are they adding a third ecosystem in Unreal Engine to learn, but it's a fucking new language. Like just use Python or Lua, use an existing language. I don't know why these game engines do it. I would like to know why. I would like to know why. What's the reason behind these game engines making their own language? The inconsistency between C++ and Blueprints is crazy. Yeah, they should just spend time on that. And then people could make the fucking jump easier, couldn't they? Couldn't they? And yeah, don't make it to where you need to rebuild the engine for every header file change. Like, I have no doubt that there's a fucking way that they can refresh a goddamn editor panel when I change a header. That should fucking be possible. And if it's not, rebuild it. Damn it, Tim Sweeney. UE C++ isn't nearly as hard as CPP out of the engine. It has clear DSL. It's not that bad. Fair point. It's more of a competitor to BP, but having a visual scripting language is a thing I like. I guess I'm in the minority here because, you know, multiple of you are saying like, y'all want the scripting language. The branch node in PCG will be the death of me. Yeah, it works differently. It works differently. They keep creating new features, never really improve the old ones. I mean, yeah, I mean, they're making fucking Verse rather than improving the C++ workflow and C++ fucking learning resources, which is really what they fucking need, right? Verse is made for UE Fortnite experience. Yeah. I do understand that. Yeah, I guess I'm just probably not going to use UE6. I'm probably not going to, so I guess it doesn't matter what I want. Read my code. Welcome in. The reason they created Verse is multi-threading. They want it to be easier to do. They want it to be easier to do to encourage all their developers to take advantage of it more than they currently do. All right, let me show you something. I have a solution for that. Here you go. Coroutines. Look how easy it is to do multi-threaded things in C++, which will be more performant than Verse. And all this fucking press coming out, all these people, which is a wrong take, but all these people thinking Unreal Engine is unoptimized, and then we're gonna let people use a scripting language for it. Just use coroutines. It makes it so much easier. Which I do intend to try this out at some point. I just haven't found a good use case for it. But really, it's not that hard to do multi-threading in C++. The thing that makes it hard is Unreal Engine's own concepts of what needs to run on the game thread. Like, I can't set an actor location off of the game thread. I can't change the location of an instance static mesh instance off the game thread. They want it to be easier. There is no way that whatever Verse does makes it any easier than typing this one fucking thing. There's no way. There's no way. This is the same. This is how coroutines are done in every language. Async await. Every language has it, right? Every language has it. There's no way to get easier than this. So I think that they should just have better resources for C++. They should just make the workflow better. They should have better resources for it. They should do coroutines. They should allow things to be done off of the game thread. Because, like, you know how easy it is to... This is how easy it is already. Look at all these threads. Look. It's already not that hard. It's already very easy. This is just not something that there's like very good documentation on. That's why. That's the whole point. All languages have coroutines, not something better. But you said that's not good enough. You said coroutines weren't good enough. Just finally looked at Verse. Why does it look so weird? Okay, let's look at Verse then. Verse code. Example. Just give me, can I get like an image? Are you, Okay, that's not a very good example. Well, the type def is with the colon equals. What other language does that? Does Go do that? I forget. I did write some Go back in the day. I think Golang does that too. You declare the type colon, or no, you declare the name and then the type goes on the right. Okay. that does feel a little backwards. I guess when you're writing it though, that might be kind of nice. Okay, but wait, the type defs are in lowercase and the variables are in uppercase. Oh no. It's backwards. Oh no, they did it backwards. Why did they do it backwards? The types are supposed to be uppercase and the variables are supposed to be lowercase. I don't like Python that much. Like, I need braces. Give me braces. I don't want white space to have any meaning in my programming language. And the ternaries, the if-elif, like the inline ternaries, and then the oh no, there's some of the built-in like array functions are weird in Python too. They made it more complicated than it needed to be. Yeah, I don't think it's a good move. I'll say that. In my experience of working in an ecosystems where there are so many fucking different ways to do everything, it's gonna make it harder to work with. Unless Epic pours the proper amount of resources into creating learning resources, which they don't have a history of. I don't think that's a good idea. And I don't think it's a good idea. Epic creating docs? Yeah, it's like, no, they're just going to create a new ecosystem entirely rather than write proper documentation. hello, do you use cloud storage like GitHub? I don't know if I would call GitHub cloud storage. I don't think most people would call I do use GitHub. I don't know that I would call that cloud storage. They have AI bot assistant that helps with the code. I mean, cool. You can do that. You can do that for literally anything. You won me over. My excitement is squished. Back to you property, all of the things. Is it, so there are no U properties in verse? Is that what I'm hearing? Well, they make most of the money off AA, AAA developers who just pay for Epic's premium support. There's no incentive. Yeah. It's not like a proper... It's different from other open source projects, right? Where people are like kind of incentivized to make it better in a way. Not to mention most of the devs are already experienced. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of ththing that I found out about Unreal Engine is that like the knowledge is kind of gate kept, and I don't think it's intentional, but like it's like gate kept in like Discord communities, and then also Epic's like, I forget what it's called, but Epic has like the premium support forums or whatever, that I know that there's some knowledge there as well. So yeah, don't support that. I don't support that method of I don't know what to call it. That method of like fucking development or something. Make a U object. This is going to be my attribute set. Okay, and then I want, what do I want? Where the hell was I? Ability system? Yeah. We want this. Edit defaults only. I think that's fine. My attribute set. Okay, so now we'll put that here. Can I forward declare that? We'll see. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Attribute set, which means in the setup method, we need to pass that in now. Ability system defaults entity data, I think, is probably the parami boy that we should want. Probably should stop using these types across everything, though. Let me think. Do I just use this thing because I could put multiple things on there, given abilities, or do I do it as separate parameters? Okay, it's already tightly coupled. Just tightly couple it more. Defaults data. Just call it defaults. Fuck it. Just call it defaults. Okay. Defaults is there. Now, when we have defaults, attribute entity data needs to be populated with those. Move that up here. Attribute data dot attributes. So I guess I need to now, we go defaults dot attribute set. Oh, it's a T subclass app, so then we would get default object of my attribute set. You know what? Just do the attribute set actually. Could you have multiple attribute sets or just one? Thank you for the follow, Graham. Welcome in. Welcome. Epic's premium support is not useful for most hobbyists and beginners. Most posts are about hyper-specific issues related to consoles. Most people will not find them useful at all. And this should be a T subclass of. Yeah, should it be an array of attributes? I think it should be an array of attribute sets, right? Yeah, it should be an array. Oh god, the signature is now turning very long. A T array of T subclass of attribute set. And then in attribute, yeah, in this should be T array. Okay, attribute sets. Auto attribute set class. Auto attribute set. Do I need to import? Attribute set. Attribute data. Attributes. Add attribute set. Or I guess we would append. Attribute set. What are you? Attributes. Oh, you're not public, that's why. Can I not append a T set? TNMS byte. What are you? Yeah, append. What does append on a map do? Actually, it needs another map. Is there a way I can just append keys? Good afternoon, game test. Good afternoon to you. Welcome in. So I guess I need to iterate over it again. Attribute. So we're going to add attribute. Should I have default values for it? No, that should be set by... Oh yeah, that's a pointer. Excuse me. Any games you looking forward to play this year? I played Hades 2 in early access quite a bit. So now that it's finally out, I am excited to play more Hades 2. Hades 1 was just fucking goated. Hades 2 seems no different. Just more abilities, more weapons, more story, just more of like what you want, you know? It seems like a great sequel. Changed some things up, kept the core the same. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Congratulations on 4K YouTube subs. Do I have 4K now? Did that happen? Holy shit, it happened. Wow. Thanks for the subs, guys. I appreciate y'all. That's crazy, man. Crazy. Thanks everyone for your subs and support and everything. I appreciate it. It's fun to do game development and hang out with other people who are interested in game development. So I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so now we are properly setting up attributes. We're properly setting up attributes. Still don't know what I'm going to do about that, but we should find out where this is used from. Yeah, so character defaults. I guess it's nice that I guess it's nice that I didn't use that defaults, because like the player wouldn't necessarily have that. I guess on the player we should just have a U property. Favorite moment since the beginning? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even remember what's happened. Thank you for the sub, Camtro. Welcome in. So, where is... I guess I'm just manually adding the class, right? Rather than doing a BP version. New property, edit, defaults. I don't know that I need it to be blueprint read only, but it's there. Anyway, sound. Yeah, I thought I wanted sound there for some reason. T subclass of U my attribute set. This should be, again, a T array. Attribute sets. When is the YouTube play button coming? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Attribute sets. Okay, so then that we have some like default data for. Yeah, so we'll need to populate that. We'll need to populate that. And ability system defaults, ASC defaults. Attribute sets. That should be attribute sets, plural, right? Yeah. Okay, should I just rebuild now or think about this harder? I should think about this harder so I don't have to rebuild all the fucking time. They give YouTubers trophy like, oh, like the plaque. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think that's at like fucking millions. I think I'm pretty fucking far away from that. I don't know what it starts at. It's probably like 1 million or something. If you can have any game remastered, what game, chat? I think I'd pick one of the Fallouts at this, because they did Oblivion, right? Like Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, maybe. I never played them, but I've heard they're quite good, so. They remastered Diablo 2, which would have been a top contender for me as well. Love the remaster. That was a great remaster. Google it. Oh, I don't care that much about it. I don't care enough about it to Google it. Fallout New Vegas is amazing. Yeah, I've heard people say that. I haven't played it. I loved Fallout 4. I somewhat enjoyed Fallout 76. I probably need to go back and play 76 now that it's better. Okay, what else do I need to do, though? What else do I need to do, though? I think I need to... do some initial setup in here as well, like I was doing in the character attributes. Character attributes set. Where's my init function? Here we go. Yeah, so init and set are just like base value things. Character, so I think maybe the only ones that I care about here. Move speed's gonna be an interesting one. I would love Alone in the Dark remastered. I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, yeah, let's do some of this. So health, mana, EXP, character level, yeah. New spawn. Let's fit that in there. New spawn. So set attribute base value for... Do I have an entity context? I do have an entity context object here. Entity context object, and then I would want the enum should be for what was I, what the hell was I doing here? This is EXP. There. Why are you mad? Oh, I put that on the wrong thing. There we go. Get max health. Yeah, so the effects don't apply immediately. That's an issue, actually. So we don't actually know the max health at this point. Old school horror game. Yeah, I've never was super into the horror games. So I think we probably have to do that in a different way. Probably have to be a bit more clever about that. Let's init these ones too. Yeah, I'm actually kind of thinking like maybe there should be default values on the attribute set. Also, why would I need to set the base value of EXP? Or was I setting... It should be EXP to level, probably, that I'm setting. No, that's just initting EXP to 0. Yeah, I shouldn't really need to do that. Thoughts on H-1B visa costing 100K, good for us natives? Yeah, I really don't know. I think I saw an argument that said it would just mean to more outsourcing. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference for jobs that can be remote. For jobs that have to be on site, it might make a huge difference. Like I saw hospitality is going to be like crushed. The hospitality industry is going to be crushed by that. Because there's already not enough staff to take care of people, like nurses and stuff. And you know, for a nurse that's paid like, you know, 50, 60K, you know, depends on where you are. They're not going to want to pay 100K to bring you over. But on the other side, for a job, like a very high skilled job, you know, like a software engineer or something, or like a doctor or physicist, you know, something super high, like 100K, they're just going to pay that, right? That doesn't really make a difference. And if they don't want to pay that, then they're just not going to bring the person over. And they're just going to end up being remote. So for jobs where you can be remote, like software engineering, I don't think it actually makes a difference, because it doesn't actually change anything. It just means you're going to have more people not on site, I think. By idea, I don't know how it'll go though. Anyway, see you soon. Have an awesome day, Cody. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day at work. Yeah, you know, and you know, we'll see if that sticks, you know, work from home for the win. Welcome in, Adder. How have you been? Yeah, I mean, I work from home, so I'm gonna continue to fucking do that. I don't think it'll make a difference for me. Good time for me to apply to Fang, I guess. I don't know that it makes a difference for Fang. I don't think that it will make much of a difference. All the Fang companies already have offices in countries where they hire from, right? You know, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, probably all have offices in India, you know. So unfortunately, I don't, and like I said, we'll see if that policy sticks. There are not at the attempt at being not too political, there are a lot of policies that have been floated, a lot of executive orders that have been floated that don't end up actually happening. And there's an acronym that's been used for that. So we will see if this actually sticks, because I have a feeling some of these large companies that use the H-1B visa program may be making some Trump coin purchases and may be able to avoid the tax. So many small to medium-sized companies missing out on incredible talent because they refuse to support remote. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, my friend. You are preaching to the choir. It's a very old school mindset, right? Like the only thing, like, I get if you want to work at a company where everything is in person. Like, I get that. I like some tacos in the evening. I do too. Yeah, I do too. Interesting. You'll get recruiters say absolutely no way this role's remote, and then you talk to the hiring team directly. Absolutely can get you on as remote. Had one of those. How do you talk to the hiring team directly? How do you do that? I had one of those this week. Are you looking for a new job, Adder? Are you in the market? I've got a $0 a year gig for you if you're interested. Those game developers were largely introverts anyway. What's gathering us in a large room going to change? Well, they all, like, the people who want in person, like, they're either managers, so they're people persons, or they put such a high precipice and a high value on what I call our magic water cooler conversations. And they think they always say that there's value to working in person. And it's like, okay, what is that value? It's like, well, we just think you work better. And from, like, I don't work better in person. Like, well, you know, it's better for the company when everyone's in person and can exchange ideas and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, I exchange ideas with people and I'm remote. I do it in meetings on GVC though. Like, well, you know, there's these interactions that are outside of me. I'm like, okay, magic water cooler conversations is what you're talking about, right? Which is fair. I get it. There are conversations that happen when you're not in a meeting, not on a voice call with people, you know. But I think it's kind of antiquated, right? Like, I think there's probably a lot of very communicative and innovative teams that are completely remote that use things like Discord, right? Use something like Discord. It's a different style of working for sure. And I think it's a bit antiquated. Like, I think the older you are, the less you want to work remote, because you don't understand, you know, the technology and the flow. Like, you don't understand, like, the online communication. Like, you know, people my age and younger, we grew up on the internet, communicating with people on the internet. So it's a lot easier for us. I'm not looking per se, but I always down to chat. Yeah, I was the same way. I was the same way for a while. I used to work in Cali for a well-known company with open plan dev setup, and it was super distracting. Yeah, I hate it too. Last company I worked in person for, I was right next to the fucking break area. And it fucking smelled like food all the time, and people were always yapping right behind me. I hated it. It's like, dude, sometimes I just want to get up and stretch. I'm not gonna fucking do that in jeans in the middle of an office. I'm not gonna be stretching my ass in front of fucking my coworkers, you know? And, you know, it's just so much better for my mental health. Like, if I can get up and, like, do some laundry real quick while some tests are running or something, You know, you're not going to see a productivity decrease from me just from doing my laundry for 10 minutes. What you will see from me is I'm staying at the company for longer. That's what you will see from me. My friend, ex-teammate, is a lead at a notable AAA studio. He had a recruiter reach out about a fellow lead role. Recruiter said, no way remote. I said I was out. He reached out directly asking why I turned down the convo. He was surprised. Ah, so you got to know someone, you know. You got to know someone, yeah. Turned out the recruiter was wrong. Yeah, these fucking recruiters, man. I'm honestly surprised that job hasn't disappeared. Because, yeah, I don't, it seems like everything is going automated in AI now. Applying and recruiting. I work remote now, I'm much more productive. Yeah, same. I can do things on my own time, right? That's it. I don't have to fucking drive to work for an hour. Arcane Austin was that way, and honestly, I loathed the experience. Sat right next to the kitchen near people I hated. Yeah. Thankfully, COVID sent us working from home like 6 months later. Yeah, lucky you. And like, I've heard from my company that they apparently have these metrics that say that the company worked better when they weren't remote. And first of all, they don't tell us what they are. They won't show us the metrics. And second of all, it's like, okay, you're comparing to COVID when everyone very abruptly had to work, everyone, not just at that company, but everyone in their fucking, wherever they lived, had to work from home. So you went from some place where you had a dedicated place to work to now, not everyone has a dedicated place to work at home. I'm lucky I have my own office, so it's no problem for me. But a lot of people probably were just working on their fucking couch next to their spouse who was also working on the couch. Like, of course they're not going to be as productive with their fucking one laptop, no extra monitors or keyboard, you know? So I think it's a flawed comparison. And I think that there are other agendas at play. And I think large companies especially have not figured out how to properly performance review people. I don't think they understand how to do it. Because I think what the agenda is, it's either something about real estate prices and alternative investments of senior leadership, or they think remote workers don't actually do any work. And it's like, okay, if that's the case, why doesn't your performance review process capture that? Right? And I would agree that it doesn't do a great job of capturing that, but you need to fix the performance review process at that point, because it's broken. What's the pay of game dev in your region? No idea. Wouldn't know. Not as good as other dev. I know that. Says the boomer that nearly bankrupted their company purchasing mass overvaluated tech entities. Adder, who are you talking about? What situation are you talking about? I want to know. By the way, Adder, I'm rewriting the gameplay ability system. How does that make you feel? Let's actually write this code here. Attribute, can I type attribute set data? We'll just say attribute data. All right, let's go auto entity subsystem. Yeah, give me that. Here we go. If we have attribute data, sure, that's fine. Attribute data, attributes, add attribute? No, we want to find the attribute. Auto attribute. Call that attribute type instead. Attributes, if attribute set to base value. Yeah. I guess I can return bool here for whether or not it was successful. Talking about the execs that say RTOs the way. Okay, yeah. Same dude's blindly buying game studios for 400% value. Yeah, it's money men, right? It's money men who don't understand the industry and don't understand people. All they understand is money. I like rewriting source code. Makes updating the engine so easy later on. Fair point. I just want it to be more performant. But it has been, the setup has been streamlined. Like, I'm liking how it's coming together with my gameplay effects and whatnot. Like, we've got a lot of very nice things here. But I feel like it's gonna be easier to set things up, I think. Still using gameplay abilities for the time being, but I'm using all my own functions on them. Anyways, yeah, should I have the default value on the attribute set? Should this be a T-map? Attributes. Call it default attributes. And so we go attribute. I could do a structured declaration, but let's just do key value. Aziz, welcome in. Thank you for the subs, guys. Unity is a black box compared to it. Many times you want to change the unperformant Unity code, for example, their terrain system. Yeah, I would never use Unity to make a game because you don't get access to the source code unless you fork over dollars. I'm just being an ass. Gotta do what you gotta do. We were very anti-source change on MS2, but are currently rewriting large chunks to also fix performance. Yeah, I'm not like editing the source code, but like I'm building my own system. Like I also think that editing the source code is that's an advanced thing, and you should be careful about. You should be very intentional about that. But I just need the ability system to be a part of my ECS. And there's no way to do that in how it's existing. So hopefully this is going to be more performant. Hopefully. Autos everywhere. There's not that many, okay? I put auto where it's like this is obvious as to what this type is. The type is right there. This is templated. The type is right there. I mean, yeah, I put autos where it's obvious and where it improves readability. I.e. making the line shorter. Auto all the things. Okay, so we do have the default attribute values. Is that good enough to... Let me look back at this guy here. Is that good enough to handle these situations? I think it is. And then I think on new character stats, default attributes, we are setting things like max values, max food, sleep, health regen rate. Set new attributes, character level, which these are just become the default attributes, actually. So do I need this default attributes then at that point? Should I do it with an effect or... Yeah, I think just the effect. Set new attributes. Yeah, I think I should just do it with this effect, actually. Undo that. Yeah, that way we can reuse the attribute sets and have different default values that are only applied on spawn, on like new spawn. So I think we probably just add, we do food, sleep, health should be attribute based, override it to Max health. And hopefully the calc max health, I think, should hopefully be applied by that point. So the order of application should be, and maybe I should go over here to check that. We should do... I kind of hate how these show up. Like, this is actually, the old way was actually better. Should I make effect handles as U objects? That way they show up like this. I could have a struct version of it as well, so that we can... It's just U object for the editor integration, I think, maybe. Set default attributes. Calc melee crit spell crits. Oh yeah, then we straight up don't need the other ones. Health regenerate is set. Mana regenerate, I don't set that. We should set mana regenerate. Regen mana, regen health. So all of this... Set new character attributes. Set new character attributes. Yeah, so we would want that to be after. We would want new character effects to be applied after. And it is. Okay. So yeah, we can now set it equal to max health. Okay. And we should set mana to be overridden by an attribute-backed magnitude of type max mana. Level, food, sleep, health. So it's just like initializing everything to the max value. What else did we need here? Move speed modifier. Yeah, I forget if I'm going to do move speed as a modifier or not. Let's not worry about move speed for the moment. Ignore that. EXP should be fine. I would need to set EXP to next level, though. Which CPP standard Unreal Engine uses? It's either 17 or 20, I forget. In your ECS, the archetypes allocate with chunks or single large array. So the archetypes are different. Like each piece of entity data is an array. An archetype is a collection of those arrays. And there are many archetypes depending on the array type combinations. There's also a spatial grid where I put those archetypes into a location-based, like, three-dimensional grid. So I think I've replaced most of this. I think all I need is this part, I think. I think I need to manually do that part. I think that needs to happen regardless of whether or not it's a new spawn. This should only happen if it's a new spawn. Set attribute base value for this, whatever entity is getting initialized. The attribute type should be EXP 2 level. And then I would need to get the character level. I wouldn't say most full-time devs use exclusively scripting languages. I think I would agree. I think I would agree with that. So there's a stage that would, I need to add a listener. For this. I think I need I was hoping to avoid using curve tables for as long as possible. But I think this is a scenario where setting the EXP to level would actually just be better to do through a curve table on the attribute mod. This attribute mod is just getting very large. It's actually not that big, but a curve table. Let's look at a curve table. So right now, attribute modifier is 24. And if we put I guess it would be a t-object pointer, right? Of u curve table. (2432). I mean, it's just a, I guess it's not that big because it's just a pointer. Remind me what scalable float is. F scalable float. How big are, I guess I need to actually import you to find the size. You are 56. You are 56 large. Local cached curve ID, cached curve. Curve table row handle. Right, it would need to be a curve table row handle, wouldn't it? Because that contains the pointer and yeah. But what if I just want a singular curve? Would that be better? Because they use the curve table row handles all throughout the existing gas implementation. I mean, I guess that just allows you to organize the assets a little better. I don't think that does anything for the actual implementation of it. Looking at my abilities. Yeah, that just allows you to put all the values for an ability in there. It would be kind of annoying to, like, if I only needed one value, like what I need for the experience curve, EXP to level curve, I'd have to create a curve table that just contains one curve. And then it's like, how would you guys organize your curve tables? Would you have all mana costs in a mana cost curve table? Or would you have, like, what I have here is all the values for Blizzard, for the Blizzard ability, are in this curve table. Thank you for the sub, my dude. Welcome in. Uses a set collection of curves as a flyweight. I don't know what you mean by flyweight, but yeah, these are, each row here is essentially a curve. Float curve. I suppose in a world that I'm thinking of, I think it would be nice to... How much rendering pipeline customization Unreal Engine provides? Like if I want to render an object with a custom shader, and at the same time want to be working perfectly with lighting and shadows. I mean, the material graph system is pretty is pretty high fidelity. So you would do all that through materials, which are pretty good. Flyweight, like just persistent config and RAM, so you're not loading and unloading minimally different data. I kind of want like, so each of these numbers here are the different levels of the ability. And I kind of want, I guess this makes sense for dynamically getting the level of the ability. But I guess if I was a designer, like I'm thinking of like, I'm putting my designer hat on here, thinking about how I would want to create and look at abilities. I would want like a data table where each row on here on the left is a column. Obviously slow debuff time doesn't really matter there, but like for all the common ones across every ability, mana cost, min damage, max damage, cast time, right, you know, that stuff. And then I would want each rank of the ability to be a row. I think that's how I would want to edit it, because then I could see the relationships between, and all the abilities would be in one table, and that way I could see the relationship between abilities and their ranks and stuff better. Otherwise, they're in different curve tables. Either there's a different curve table for a level, or there's a different curve table for each asset, or there's a different curve table for each attribute on the asset. But how would you dynamically get the level? I mean, you could just parse the row name, I guess, if you made a convention for it. That's not very like, doesn't feel very like strict. Like that doesn't feel good. It would work, but it doesn't feel good. Like, you know, you could do _1, _2 for the different levels, right? In this way, it's very easy to dynamically get the levels. And also, where would I put things like, for Blizzard, there's a slow debuff amount and a slow debuff time for each level. Like, where would I store stuff like that? Like these ad hoc things that are specific to the ability. Where do I use it now? Can I find? I can't. No, the curve table would go on the asset. I wouldn't want to put every ability's curve table on the game mode. Yeah, I think curve tables are better. They're more flexible. They're just slightly more annoying to work with. Yeah, but not every AoE has a slow amount or a specific effect that is applied. Like, abilities are, by definition, an arbitrary set of logic, so there's only so much abstraction and data-driven things that you can do before it starts to become really unpragmatic. And even though I'm working it into the ECS system that is composition over inheritance, like, I am still just going to execute events or execute functions on the gameplay ability assets themselves. It's like you would have zero flexibility if you did it in an entirely abstracted and or data-driven way. What is with the local cached curves and stuff? I feel like I don't want all this. I don't want all that smoke. Real curve. 112. That's a large boy. And the curve evaluations are going to be slow. That's why I wanted to stay away from them. The evaluations themselves are going to be slow. But like executing an ability function is already going to be slow. You don't want to just bake it into the ability level directly, I assume. I mean, that is what the curve table is doing, though. You rewrite UE or you making game using UE? A little bit of both, actually. ECS paint. This is outside the ECS system at the moment. This is just me trying to figure out what I want to do with my ability system. So, I mean, it interacts with the ECS, but we're not working within the constraints of an ECS at the moment for this property. And how do they do the inline edit? I'll probably just add another calculation type. Floats, curve table. Probably do another one. And this would be an F curve table row handle. I feel like old games would have everything in a database, right? They would just be like a data table row. Cache plus dirty flag to minimize access until something meaningfully changes. Yeah, I don't know why that would be necessary, though. This seems... That seems like such a minor... WoW and Cotterall databases. Yeah, that's what kind of what I'm thinking back to my time of making WoW private servers, where everything was in SQL tables. UE5 projects tend to bounce between databases and libraries of data assets. Yeah. Yeah. I do get that. Which can be nice, but it does kind of like make it... You need some extra considerations, right? I kind of was already like when I look at this is kind of nice. I like having, I don't know if this is going to be, because right now I'm putting all my effects in a data table, which is, you know, your database table. But it's like, should I just put these in U objects so that, where's my game mode? Why is my game mode closed? Did I close it? How large are the structures, though? What will be the final footprint of the system's data? Like all of it? I mean, when I say database, I don't mean external database, I mean data table. So like when I'm thinking about like, you know, like WoW and COD are all like databases. If they were built in Unreal Engine, they would use data tables probably. I mean, well, for an MMO, no, they wouldn't, but it's the same purpose for me. The data table and the database are the same. One and the same. Yeah, I guess I just need to reconcile between how easy do I want to make a trade-off between performance you know, data, you know, my struct sizes and data access patterns, or do I want to make a trade-off for like ease of design, of creating assets and stuff, you know? Ability system. I mean, I can't give you the full memory footprint of the ability. I mean, it would depend on how many assets or how many entities respond. Does make it a lot bit easier to kit bash, play enemy classes, and browse the entire collection of stuff that makes up an attack ability. Yeah, that's what's nice. Like the data table is king in showing relational data, right? Showing data that you would want to see next to other data, see its relationship next to other data. Easy to design a profile for maybe bad news. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I'm writing the whole ECS system to be performant. Go back to my game mode. So I don't like how all, like, my list of default character effects looks very nice in the old system, where it's just like, this is very readable, very nice. Whereas these are kind of annoying. The data table row handles are kind of annoying to fill out here. You know? And it's not like I can even see the relational data. I don't even know what is making... I don't know how to, like, change what shows up here. But even if I were able to, it wouldn't align very well. What's nice about the data table row, though, is I'm treating this as the ID. But I guess I would just use the asset name as the ID. If I didn't use it. But yeah, I think suffice to say I should just use the curve table row handles for attribute evaluations. And this is 24, and so our max size on this is 48. And I don't even think that there's a way... I don't think that there's a way that I can even create a... Because you could do some extra work to create an editor version of the data and, you know, an internal processing version of the data. I don't even think that's possible here, though. I'm already doing custom calculation class, which is not performant either. Attribute-based magnitude 8, that's not too bad. Curve table row, yeah. Yeah, we'll just move forward with the curve table row, honestly. And then this becomes just a default applied effect. And it'll automatically recalculate anytime character level changes anyway, so... Yeah, we'll just do that. Let's file save all. Why the fuck are you rewriting UE? Nothing wrong with it. I'm already losing my mind just about making the game. Imagine forking UE. I'm not actually forking UE. I'm just making my own systems to replace some of the built-in systems. That's what I mean when I say I'm rewriting. I'm not actually literally rewriting the engine. I'm just rewriting some of the systems via not changing the source code and using my own systems that do the same thing, but in a better way. You sounded very upset, though. Are you okay? I think you're not doing okay. Imagine having direct access to the source code and not modifying it to your needs. I mean, I don't think that that's necessary. Having access to the source code is about understanding just as much as it is modifying. Probably more so about understanding, honestly. Like, I will kick editing, building from source down the road as far as I can. Let's get rid of that. Okay. What else needs to happen before I have to hop off here? I feel like I didn't do shit today. I feel like I didn't do shit. So the attribute base value find... That's wrong. How did that even work? How did that even work? I hope that doesn't compile. Okay, yeah, that didn't compile. I don't understand how that resolved. That's weird. It's not true you settled on a design. I mean, that was such a minor... That was one property on a fucking attribute modifier. That's something that I should have just done. That should have been easy. I just sat there kicking it around in my head for too long. I just did it. I mean, I've been trying to figure out how the character should spawn in my new system, I guess. So we've been trying to deprecate. Well, we did do the base and current value modifier, attribute modifier, so we fixed that and did it properly. Set up ability system, attribute sets. What are you now? You're a T array, blah, 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 blah. T array, T subclass of. Oh, you want the is new spawn. Do I have that? Isn't it on game instance? Is new game, yeah. And proxy actor, let's just set that to true. I don't have any serialization of the entities yet, so we're just gonna set that to true. Yeah, I kind of feel like I would want a data table that has all of the mana costs. I don't know, though. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like I want all of my curve table stuff in a data table. Since how long you've been rewriting the EU? I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm just. I think you're thinking I'm saying something that's a lot heavier-handed than what I'm actually doing. I'm not literally rewriting Unreal Engine. I'm not literally rewriting. And I know I facetiously put that in my title. So that's my fault. That's my fault. I don't literally mean that. It's kind of a joke. Kind of a joke. I'm just working on making my own gameplay ability system, which I have been working on for about a week. Right side, welcome in. What's up, cuties? Oh, you know, just getting the smallest iota of progress done at a time. Okay, so we need to make the effect for setting the experience to level. So this is calc exp to level. It's a calculator, which means that we're going to have a duration of infinite of -1. And that means we're going to do attribute mod effect data, and we need to pass in we're going to modify exp to level attribute, override it to our curve table row here, which is, I guess we need to make one. We should probably just make a MISC one for just handling things that don't really have a collection that they belong to. Where the frick is data, man? Let's just put a new Curve table, row, thingo here. Curve table, linear, that's fine. CT, crunch, no, CT misc. Is there a way this should be EXP to level? Oh, and it creates the rows, like... I'm gonna have fucking 60 of these. I'm gonna have fucking 60 of these motherfuckers. Do I want that? Trying to figure out why GoDaddy no longer shows my domain under my accounts. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know that I want this to be its own, now that I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm looking and realizing that there are multiple thingos here. And also, I don't know what to apply this to. I didn't think about this very hard at all, did I? No, I did not. Attribute mod affected. Yeah, I don't know what curve table row to like... Or I don't know what the x-axis value should be here. Yeah, so that curve table doesn't help me at all, actually. That only helps me with the level. I see now why I did it the old way. I just manually set it. I see now why I did that. Past me was actually kind of based. I don't say that very often. I mean, GoDaddy's kind of like, they do, there's like, they have a lot of domains. Like, I would say they probably have the most. Right? Probably the largest one. Yeah, so this one actually... Maybe I don't do this, because yeah, I don't know what the X should be. I will need that, though. I could do attribute-based curve table as well, because it has the same data. Why not throw the coefficient in there as well? I mean, at that point, like, shouldn't I just use a fucking custom calculation class? Yeah, I think I should. I think that's why I didn't. Yeah, that's exactly why. That's, oh, I'm remembering what me 2 days ago did. I was just like, yeah, just do the custom calculation because that's its own U object. It's gonna be slow no matter what we do. So now we're just like making there be more options. And then if I want arbitrary things, I'm just gonna fucking do it in a custom calculation. Keep the data small. Yeah, we should just do that in a custom calculation. Get rid of this. Goodbye, Misk. We don't need you anymore. You're dead. Goodbye. We're gonna make a new effect here. Well, calculations. We're going to make a new calculation blueprint class. My custom calculation class that I created explicitly for this purpose that I forgot about. Calc underscore exp to level. Override calc magnitude. Fuck, I forgot that this is in blueprints. I might not have access to the information I need. What about get attribute value? No, value, get attribute, get float at, is it, which one's mine? Which one's the one I wrote? Not that one. Get attribute. Get entity attribute. That's what I want. What? Why are you not showing up? Why are you not showing up? What? It's a const function. Why is this one not showing up? Blueprint callable, blueprint pure. It's static. This is the one I need. I need this one. Why couldn't I? Is it because there was no world context? So one or more nodes cannot be pasted into the graph. Is it the world context? World context. Why can't I have world context in here? Oh, blueprints strike again. Blueprints strike again. Is const. How does the world context? I thought it would just automatic. This is a U object, right? Is this not a U object? World context object is const here. World context is set. You think if I don't do that and manually apply it, it's fine? Can't use world context U function in U object. What's happening here that I don't understand? Oh, it can't be in a U object. It has to be in an actor? Or create a C++ U object with a proper get world implementation in to provide. I mean, I can do that. I have the base class. I didn't realize that that was necessary. Custom calculation. What, is there like an overridden get world here? Is that... I mean, is that not... is that not already, like, fine? This is an AI response. Objects do not exist in a world, so they cannot spawn... Blah, 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 blah. Margus, welcome. You have to override it. The parent sets a bool to true. Why doesn't it just work by default? Because all I'm going to do is call the super anyway. Well, like, what's the fucking point of that? Just to make my life more annoying? I'm just gonna use the outer world anyway. Why can't that just be the default? I'm about to get on my fucking bike shed the same way I did about blueprint implementable events, man. Dude, this is the kind of shit that they should fix rather than putting verse into the fucking engine. Just make less fucking pitfalls. It's the CDO that hits the bool, so the BP doesn't allow it. I don't know that I understand what you're saying to me. Those words make sense, but... Get entity attribute. It's still not fucking here. You can't even like get world in blueprints. Like, what's the issue? The issue is that like I have one of these functions. I want to use this function right here. What type of BP is this? This is of type custom calculation, which is just a U object. And I just want to use I just want the world context to be automatically applied. I mean, I could probably easily get rid of this and pass in self, right? That would fix this, but that's stupid. That's stupid because I want it to be done automatically. Use that in your override and you're good. Oh, so actually, I'm just going to use the same exact thing. Just going to use the same exact thing that they have. I see what you mean now by the super call hits the... I did not read the super very hard, did I? I see what you mean now. That's stupid, though. That's fucking stupid. All right, where's my soapbox? Mom! Get the soapbox! My dogs are looking at me very strangely right now. Dumb. That's dumb. Please fucking show up. It doesn't fucking show up! What the fuck? Bruh. Because there's no outer at the end for the CDO? Let me oh my god. You know what, fuck. I am so tired. I don't care. We're just going to do that. Fuck it. We'll do it live. I will manually supply the world context object. Oh, is it because it's const? Is it not supposed to be const? That would be weird. Const should be preferred here, I think, right? Or like anything that's non-const should be able to be supplied to const. Oh, I'm straight up having a bad time. Thanks, Unreal Engine. I'm not actually having that bad of a time. There's just like little tiny things like this that Unreal Engine does that are just like, it seems so obviously not ideal to do this. I'm specifically trying to do it's a specific type of function. It's a function that automatically supplies world context. U function needs this, meta world context equal. I had that, Sovereign. I had that. I removed it, so now it should show up. Yeah, it shows up when I don't have that, so I'm gonna just manually fucking do it. Yeah, that's what I originally had that prevented it from showing up. What was I even doing? What is it? What am I? This is EXP to level, so I need character level, and then we need a, can I just like evaluate a curve table row? I can't, or not curve table row. Can I just get, I guess I need to create a little variable for it, right? So we need to make a curve float thingo. Yeah, that's, this is EXP curve. EXP curve evaluate, right? What's the function? What is the function on here? I've forgotten what it is. Get value? Get float value. Yeah. There we go. Easy peasy. Now in our gameplay effect, we are just going to use that. Custom calculation, calc, EXP to level. I should probably call the other ones that too, to keep the naming convention the same. Callable without world context. Yeah, but then I think that sounds like it's not going to supply the world context, which I would want. Or I wouldn't want to not supply the world context. What do you end up doing? Show world context pin. Looks like that can go on your class meta. That goes on the class? Indicates that when placing blueprint nodes and graphs on by this class set, the hidden world context pin should be visible. Interesting. I mean, that doesn't fix the original problem, but I guess that allows this function to be a bit better. So that other places can pass in the world context. Still have the original issue though. Which, Mom, you haven't gotten the soapbox yet. Mom, meatloaf. I'm glad no one's home with me right now. Okay, so we've got the calculate EXP to level thing. Have I put that in the default applied effects? I don't think so. Add it. And again, I think I'm gonna change to U objects for entities. I think I'm going to. And then I'll have a struct version of it for the entity system to key off of. Because filling out gameplay data table row handles is kind of annoying, I'll be honest. Kind of annoying. Where's my thing? Calc EXP to level, yeah. Like, can this just be inline? Like, I don't want a drop down for it. There's not a lot of streamers streaming content that I am into lately. That's why you're here. I'm the default. I'm kidding. I'm happy to be the default. Severe lack of proper UE dev lately. I don't know whether I should be offended by that or not, but I also kind of realize that I'm probably not a proper UE dev. Let's look at a seed. I just want to look at something that works. Let's look at something that works before I have to go. And for those who maybe don't know, I am working on an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain. and AI generated quests. Here is some of my procedural terrain. It's just like a random seed. We've hit a breakpoint. Wonderful. Oh, yay. My character actually works now. That's good. That's good. Yeah, here's my world map, procedurally generated. Each of these zones is like a different biome with a different name and stuff. Eventually there'll be like procedural points of interest and stuff. Everything's PCG spawned. Nanite, you know the drill. Destructible terrain isn't like working great right now. I don't think I can equip anything at the moment. But I have been able to deform terrain at runtime. It is possible. It doesn't look good and it's not useful. It's just kind of proof of concept at the moment. Okay. Wow, dude, that physics was weird. That was fun. But yeah, this is just a random zone. And there's like I have a building system. I can do dynamic tree chop, which I can't right now because none of my abilities work, so I can't actually swing my axe. But I can dynamically chop trees. Like it edits the trees at runtime wherever the axe connects with them. So you can like chop them dynamically. That's what I mean when I say dynamic tree chopping. I'm here, which means this is proper and enjoyable. Well, thank you, Adder. I appreciate that. Or else I'd be rewatching movies. I'd be refreshing Unreal Engine Twitch tag every 5 minutes. Yeah, the Twitch tags, it could be nicer. Could be nicer. What the fuck happened here? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. No, it's not. No, it is not. Why would that have changed? Okay, well, I have some issues in my systems. I am Pablo Escobar. I love that meme. I do have to get off and go to work though, so is there any Unreal Engine streamers? I guess I'm about to find out, aren't I? Imaginary Villain on. Posdian. Let me search. I'm curious. Let me search the Unreal Engine tag. Now, do you guys do UE? Do you do Unreal Engine or do you do Unreal Engine 5? Oh, and also like English speaking as well, I suppose, is a constraint. I make horror games. Oh, I think this is in a different language. Let me read his code. That looks English. He's not speaking though. Bro, I wish I could have 137 viewers without speaking. That would be great. You know, I check in on some new people's streams and it's like nothing's happening. So it's like, I don't want to raid you. Sorry. You're not saying anything. There's no one even in the chair. Fortunately, that's not English. So yeah, the pickings are slim. The pickings are slim. Now, Imaginary Villain doesn't have the Unreal Engine tag on, I'm noticing. I'll even go non-English when desperate. Wait, non-English speakers code in not English. Never even crossed my mind. Well, I mean, I guess not necessarily. Oh, he's got a little bird on his shoulder. He is locked the fuck in right now. Is anyone familiar with indie horror dev? So our options are that guy, whomst I am not familiar with, or Imaginary Villain, or Lapazian, for Unreal Engine streamers. What does non-English code look like? Now I'm just curious. Don't look up Arabic code, because then it's also right to left as well, which is just a monstrosity to look at. Mandarin code would be wild. I'm sure it exists somewhere, but yeah, I think probably most people just use English, which is weird to think about as well. So we have no UE devs is what it sounds like. Yeah, we got a few. I usually raid Imaginary Villain quite a bit, or Lapazdian. Lapazdian's a newer addition. But yeah, we do have this, wait, where did he go? Yeah, the indie game dev. It does not seem very interactive, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm asking if you guys are familiar with him. But it sounds like no. But we might send you guys over to Imaginary Villain or Lapazdian here. We'll do Lapazdian because he actually has the Unreal Engine tag. We'll send you guys over there. Yeah, I gotta go to work. But happy Friday, everyone. Fuck yeah, Friday. I'm gonna do some Oktoberfest stuff tonight. Some shenanigans. I need a fucking beer. I need a fucking brat. I need a big ass pretzel and a funnel cake, and then I'm good. I'm happy. Those are my goals for today. Maybe multiple beers, but beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Hopefully I will see you guys some more this weekend. Big ass pretzel and some beer sounds real good. Oh yeah, with some mustard and cheese. Fuck me up with that. Fuck me up. But yeah, thanks everyone. I'll see you this weekend. So bye.